Welcome everyone to the Northwest Geology Guy. My name is Scott and I'll be your host tonight as I've taken a request from one of my subscribers, Christian B. He asked me to look into the geology of the Portland area, Portland, Oregon. And I did a little digging around and immediately come up with the boring volcanic field. Now, to me, it's anything but boring, but I never knew this stuff was here until I dug it up. That's why I always ask you guys, if you have a subject that you would like me to research and do a video on, please leave it in the comments. I read all the comments and try to respond back to you guys, as this is more of a community, not just an educational video system. But let's get into this and see what we can find. Here's Portland right down here, and this is Vancouver, Washington right up here. Now, geology doesn't know borders, and the field extends from down here, just past Portland down here, up past Vancouver, and going up into the Cascades a little bit. Now, this area here is called the forearc of the Cascadia mountain range. This would, where the Cascades are, that would be the central arc, and past that to the east is the back arc. And as you can tell, everything in orange here is the lava flows and cinder cones from the eruptions, and all the red little dots here are vents and cinder cones that produced all the lava flows. Now, in geology time, this is a relatively new volcanic field. It dates back to about 2.7 million years ago, and the flow started 2.7 million years ago to 1.2 million years ago. And this had like 3 different eruptive phases, but only goes back to the last eruptive phase, and it doesn't all happen at the same time. A lot of these are extinct, but the lava field itself is still active, is what I've been reading. And the last eruption we've had was about 50,000 years ago. So this is very, very recent in geology time. Almost the time of my birth, but not quite. But let's take a look over here and get a better look at, they even built, I'm sorry. There we go. This is Mount Talbert, I'm sorry. And they made a park there. I thought it was just so cool that they made a Talbert natural or nature park. And you can walk right up and see all the parts of the cinder cone here. As you get more over to the left side here, the rock is bigger, chunkier, and as you move further away from the cone, it becomes lighter and lighter, almost like a fine black sand. And I'm not sure, but to me that looks like a tunnel. And they do have lava tubes around the area too. And in West Portland they have lava tubes down there. I'm just not finding any really cool pictures to show you, but to me that looks like a tunnel that goes inside the lava. Now as we go over here, this is Beacon Rock. This is in Washington. And this is one of the last little squirts of lava that came out, probably right around 50,000 years ago. Now, this is not an andesite diacite lava like it is up in the Cascades. This is a basaltic and basaltic andesite lava flows. And from what I'm understanding, because I've researched this on my own, nobody can understand why we have shield volcanoes and basalt lava flows on the west coast. And this is all due to the subduction zone, just like the Cascade mountain range. But why do we get a long chain of andesite, very thick lavas that never really leave far from the point of the eruption? Like Mount Rainier, there's no lava flow from Mount Rainier that's ever left the park. So it's very thick, very viscous. because of the type of lava it erupts. Now, andesite, diacite lavas are up around 75% silica. Now, silica is the most common element on the Earth. So, anytime the lava comes up from the mantle, comes in, starts melting the rock of the continent, it mixes in with silica, and the amount of silica it picks up determines what kind of lava it will be once it's erupted. Now, basalt, like in the Hawaiian Islands at Kilauea, that is very runny, like hot honey, and it can flow very quickly out of there. The AA flows are about the fastest lava flows in the world, and it's it's not very viscous at all. It only has about 45% silica in it, but I don't understand how we can get that over here where we have the Cascade Arc that gives out much more viscous lava. The scientists don't even understand how this is possible. I emailed or messaged Professor Nick Zentner from Central Washington University, which I've learned so much from this guy. I mean, I have to give him a great big shout out, because when we went over there a couple summers ago to Dry Falls National Park or State Park, and I was talking to one of the rangers in there, and this guy is just like me. You know, anybody even talks about geology, you light up and can't shut up. And this guy was showing me all kinds of cool stuff, and he told me that Nick Zentner is a rock star over there in Eastern Washington. And I watch a lot of his videos on YouTube. You can find him either at Central Washington University websites or YouTube sites, or Nick Zentner. He's done free lectures for about the last 5-6 years that are on YouTube. They're roughly an hour or a little over an hour long. The guy is fantastic. But I wanted to give another shout out to the Better Geology YouTube channel. Andrew Dunning does that. I watched his and got a lot of information off of his channel. So go over to his channel and give him some love. I don't know if he's actively putting any more out, but I left a comment and he responded. He let me know that when he was doing these videos, he was almost finished with his degree in geology. So it's very cool to find people like that are willing to come out and share the knowledge that they have, that they paid tens of thousands of dollars to get, but are willing to share it for free. I wish I would have started this a long time ago, but I didn't get the internet, and the internet didn't have a lot of stuff on it until just recent years. So, you know, that's when I really got super deep into studying geology. But yeah, there's a lot of good geology sites on YouTube, and if you guys are really into it like we are, you'll find plenty of stuff to keep you busy on a lonely night. And I also like to give a shout out to my bud that's helped me out just so much, Ben Furliolo. He's sent over so many of you guys, and a lot of you guys know him already, but stop and view his channel. This kid is a prodigy. Well, he's a kid to me. He's 26, but the guy really knows his seismology, and is planning to start at the UW, I believe, next April in 2019. But this guy already knows just an abundance of information how to analyze different seismic signals, what they mean. He's also picked up some very weird long period low frequency quakes that we've been talking about. We share information back and email each other almost daily. And he's contacted YVO, the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, and sent him all the information and stuff that he had. And they're just kind of dragging their feet as usual. I don't usually bash the USGS, but when it comes to Yellowstone, yeah, you'll get responses back from them, but they're just not very forthcoming with any information, much more than what you can find on their websites. But I just love our Cascadia Volcano Observatory. I went down with my son and my two youngest grandkids. It was May 12th. They had their open house, and I got to meet one of my contacts down there, Wes Thielen, and he's a doctor and a volcanologist, seismologist, and this guy has helped me out a lot. We've talked a lot about different things in the area, and me and the wife are planning on going down and down to the boring volcanic field. I'm kind of old and broken up. I got arthritis, but I'm sure that there's a lot of places I can easily get to that look pretty accessible on foot. But this is just very interesting. I hope, because I could talk about this for a half hour, but right now I'm limited to only 15 minutes since I'm on the free version of my video screen recorder. So please send me anything you want to know, anything about, any further information that you haven't found. I'd be more than happy to do the research. I'm always on the internet all day long, not all day long, but pretty much every day for a few hours trying to search for new things and trying to put pieces together. Like, I started out looking at Indian Haven volcanic field up between Rainier and Mount Adams area. It's, high up in a really remote area. I really want to go up there. They have a shield volcano with a single cinder cone on top of it. I'd like to go there and collect a few samples and label it, because that's just something I'm into. If I visit some, like Rainier National Park, you look for some andesite, just a piece of andesite, without digging for it or busting up a lot of things. But a lot of times you can find pieces on the ground. I found a wonderful piece of diacite at the visitor center before you get up to the mountain in the observatory there. We were walking around after we left the CVO open house, and the kids were walking around. The place was pretty much closed. Thank God they had a restroom so the kids could go. But we're out, me and my son are out walking around, and my son said, "Hey, Dad, what's this?" I looked at it, I said, "Oh my God, that's diacite." And it's very dark with white speckles of calcite in it. When I put an eyepiece up to it, I could see the crystals in there from the, let's see here, quartz crystals. That's what I was trying to think of. I apologize. I'm a little on the sick side. I've been trying to fight off a cold. I think Ben gave it to me, shipped me the virus in one of my comments, because he's got a cold too. But yeah, I encourage anybody that's in the area or willing to drive down to it. It'd be really interesting to get a look at it, because if anybody's been like to Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, those are the two easiest accessible areas to get to. You will get a really good chance to see a different type of volcanism. And when I get down there, of course, I'm going to be giving you guys a report from it and some slides. Well, not slides, but some shots of the area, and to show you up close what the stuff looks like. But you guys have a wonderful night. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And I will be back with you guys with another video in a very short time. Thank you, and have a good night.